Okay, Chef Explorer here, signing in on the road, bit of caravan cooking or carry on camping. So tonight, bit of a cooler night down in the southern coast of WA. So we fancied cooking something like beef stroganoff. So I've done the barbecue things, but what about actually in the caravan? So let's get started in this mean machine here. Come on in, and I'll just turn down Spandau Ballet a little bit. So kitchen in this particular caravan here is pretty basic. Got a little bit of room, not much room to get going really. So anyway, a couple of steaks, rump steaks, which I'm going to cut up into strips for a classic beef stroganoff. I've got my little chopping board here specifically for a caravan. A little bit of a rubber mat there to stop it slipping, because remember, you've not got much space. Got rice here which we're going to serve it with. Gherkins, little bit of prep here which I'll show you how to chop in a moment. Mushrooms, capsicum, tomatoes are not in stroganoff. However, we've got some spare, so we're going to add a little bit of capsicum and mushrooms to it because I can. Bit of garlic. Pan here ready to go. I've got a pan here for the rice, beef stock, a couple of bits and pieces, salt and pepper, and that's about the room that I've got. My knives are here on the bed, but there's a good little cupboard here where get things right. I can actually keep your knives in a knife pouch. It fits in perfect there, and then you can also fit things in like that down there. Use the table for bits and pieces. At the moment we bought one of these little bowls to keep things, to put things in which are dirty, to wash them, and then just take it out. We can wash them later. You need another chopping board. You got them from here. That'll get us going for now. Okay, starting to do the preparation with the meat. I'm just using a plastic tray at the moment. I should have brought my red board just to keep raw foods away from cooked foods, to prevent cross-contamination, which all chefs are paranoid about. We've always got to make sure it's good. So anyway, I've got my filleting knife here. This is really sharp, which I just use for meat, and I keep my chopping knife mainly for all my vegetables. So all I've been doing here is cutting off any of the fat from the rump steak. I mean, you can use whatever steak you want, which is tender, which is good for frying. Any of the fat, then I'm going to put the bin over here. Where else am I going to put it? So just take off the fat, and then, you know, nicely cut your meat into strips. And I'm just going to do that with all this rump steak. The best cut of meat you could use even for a stroganoff is actually fillet, but it is more expensive. But this is a really nice piece of rump steak. It's MSA, Meat Standards Australia, so it's got quite a bit of nice marbling, and I can feel even when I cut with my knife that it feels tender already. So I'm just going to cut this into strips, throw away all the fat, and then I'll get on. Then I'll wash my hands and knife and everything, and then I'll get on to the vegetables. Next stage is dirty dishes in there, hands washed because I've been using meat, so we'll wash them a little bit later. Beer, aperitif, because you're now getting ready for the third stage. And this is called the mise en place, which is your basic preparation. So there's the meat, all chopped up, ready to go there. For the vegetables, many people ask, just, you know, sometimes demonstrate just chopping the basic vegetables, which I do all the time when I teach at college. So in this case, I want some sliced onions. So I'm just going to take out the root end there of both of the onions, and then slice them this way, the same line on the onions. But because I don't want it that long, I'm going to go a little bit shorter. Remember, if you were chopping a whole, if you wanted to go onions into rings, then you slice it that way against the grain. But in this case, we're not going for onion rings, we're going for sliced onions, which is with the grain. So I could go this way, or I'll cut it in half just to cut it shorter, and then slice them as thin as you can, going at your own pace, of course. This is your sliced onions. Once an onion gets a little bit wobbly, just let it fall over, and then finish it off. And that's your sliced onions. Of course, I've got a very sharp knife, and then get your pots and pans. You need a couple of bowls and things like that, so just get them handy before you even start, and then you can move all your onions to there. With the mushrooms, I'm just going to dice those, but remember they're not normally in stroganoff, but we're going to put them in there tonight because we think, yes, let's go for it. With the capsicum, which you can put in as a little bit of a extra bit of colour, I'd slice these into strips. Just take that little bit out there. I'll slice it all into strips like this, the whole lot of it, and then dice the strips. You got a nice fine dice there. Okay, that's going to go into another bowl here. And then for the garlic, a couple of cloves. You could use a garlic crusher. I never use them, I just use my knife. You just flatten them with your knife there, and then simply peel them. It all comes apart. And then we'll finally chop them as well. I've also got some gherkins, which is particularly very Stroganoff-y. And we've also got here, I'll just chop this finely like this. As I say, you can use a garlic crush. You could even now, if you wanted to, put salt onto this and finally chop it, and it will go into a puree. Or you can just use your knife, heel of the knife, and just finely chop. Just being careful when you take it off the rim. So I'm going to continue chopping that a little bit finer. What I've done for the rice here, I've just put 4.5 cups of water in there, and then I'll use two cups of rice, which I'll give a little bit of a wash before I cook them. Then once I've got all those chopped, I'll give you the next demonstration. Okay, next stage, so I'm starting to fry the beef. You can see here, you can see all those juices coming out there, and just as I've sealed it all and I've been turning them over for a few minutes, I've just put the rice on. Now, importantly, once you've sort of sealed the beef, with stroganoff anyway, what you do then is actually take it out, because you don't overcook it, because it's such a nice lean meat. That's all you need to do, but you've got all the flavours in that pan. So then, a little bit more oil. I'm using sunflower oil at the moment, but you can use a good olive oil as well. And in this case, I'm also going to add a little bit of butter, and you can start frying up the veggies here now as well. So this is basically going to be your stroganoff. So rice is on. Get the onions in here. I've got the chopped garlic that I was demonstrating before. I've also chopped some Italian parsley, just finely, like I did with the garlic. As you know, I've diced those capsicums, and the mushrooms are there. Tomatoes I'll just leave a little bit till later, as well as the gherkins. Rice is on. I'm going to seal this now. I'll finish off the sauce in a moment and give you a shout. Okay, next bit is a slurp of red wine. You could have red wine, stroganoff. Meanwhile, of course, this dish is from Russia. Chef is one of his all about the taste of the world. So veggies are frying there in the same juices like I've shown before. They've all softened now, so I'm going to add some beef stock. And you can't get as much power in a Caravan cooker than you can in a normal commercial stove. But anyway, this will add part of the sauce, and then cream. And lemon juice. I've got a couple of lemons here already we've got left over from the other day, but freshly squeezed lemon preferably. So pretty much stroganoff flavours is obviously the beef. It's a creamy beef sauce flavoured with lemons. I usually finish with gherkins. So we've got those three there. I'll put the garlic in as well. So I'm just going to simmer this a little bit now. Now the rice is cooked, just now. So I've took, well, it's just a little bit underdone, and then what I try to do then is I turn it off completely, and I use the absorption method with rice, which means I'll just leave it to finish off, because even if you turn it off, it's still cooking. Then the next thing, I suppose, is these bits of garnishes. You've got your parsley there, you've got your red capsicum, gherkins here. You could just slice up and then turn into what we call a julienne. So you slice them all finely and then just do them all into thin strips. Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll put them into there, and then that's it, really. Pretty much we're ready to serve with another photo. And I thought, okay, final bit. Anybody think I'm promoting a music show as well because I'm playing the Cure at the moment? Just turn that angle a little bit. Last bit going is so there it is, the old beef stroganoff simmered away now. The sauce is reduced, rice is ready. So basically, remember to season it. I forgot to mention that, but you know, that really does come down to taste. The gherkins are gone in. I've left a little bit for garnish, and then this is just a bit of a chefy thing. You can do a little bit. This is just an extra. You can do a little flour of cherry tomatoes, which I had left over, and basically it's a case of having a sharp knife, just going down, not all the way, sort of halfway like this. A little bit of a bonus for you to present this to your family or kids or guests. And then just, you need a sharp knife to do this, just sort of go a little bit down within the skin inside, like that, a little bit like that, quite easy. And then you just peel it back to get a little bit of a flour to act as a bit of a garnish. You don't have to do that. Nothing to do with stroganoff at all. It's just a chefy thing that I like to teach every now and again. In the meantime, okay, here we go. We've got final presentation. I think the camera person is hungry. So there's a nice rice there. Look how fluffy that is. That's basmati rice, by the way. Nice little bed of rice on there. Oh, stroganoff on top. Lots of the sauce. A bit of bit more colour if you think you need it. You don't have to do. A little bit of gherkin. I mean, we chefs go a bit over the top with presentation really. Half the time we don't need it. It's mainly about the taste. Bit more of your parsley and a nice little flower in between, and serve it to your guest fresh from a Caravan. Signing off for now. See you for the next time.